I heard that you and your husband both work jobs, right, Tina? Good evening, Lori. We do both work at the same time, but what does that have to do with you? I feel so sorry for you guys. That must mean that one or both of you doesn't bring in enough income for your family, right? What are you talking about right now? I'm not wrong, am I? If your husband was able to work a job that allowed him to support both you and him, he wouldn't be asking for you to work as well, right? So if he's not able to bring in that kind of money, does this mean that your husband is at the lowest position in the company he works for? I should have known that you'd start to be rude to me again today. I'm sorry, Lori, but this time your hopes of my husband being garbage or something like that won't be coming true. My husband is neither working in the lowest position within the company, nor is he making a salary that can't support the both of us. Is that what you think then, Tina? Because I'm not sure you're 100% aware of everything going on with him. I think I am aware, considering I'm his wife. But one thing that I'm not aware of is just how much he's making. What? In other words, your husband is not willing to tell you the amount he's making? Are you sure that he's not trying to hide something very important from you there? I don't have a good feeling about any of that. The way he's hiding the amount he makes from you, it tells me that he's not making enough money right now. Well, he and I have a way of living our lives that's probably different from yours, so please don't feel obligated to say anything else about it. And know that he's not trying to hide anything from me. And another thing, the reason I'm working a job is because I like the company I work for and want to continue being a part of them. And if something were to happen in our lives that needed one of us to stop working, I feel we'd both continue to be financially safe. What are you going on about? I know that it must be so difficult for you two to live as moneyless lowlives. Can you please stop acting as though he and I are without money right now? So you guys aren't going to be having a wedding because of your tight pockets right now? What? We still plan to have our wedding. You should have already gotten the invitation in the mail about our wedding coming up soon, right? Oh, that was meant to be a serious invitation? I thought that you and your husband were just trying to play around with us. What do you mean by that, Lori? Well, the fact that you're both moneyless yet are planning to have a wedding at the wedding hall as gorgeous as that is just a dead giveaway that you're joking about the wedding. Do you think you'll have the money to afford a place like that? That invitation was not sent out to everyone as some sort of prank. And as for getting a reservation at a place like that for the wedding, we happened to get some help from one of my husband's friends from his work. He was able to get us a spot at a place as beautiful as that, so both my husband and I are really looking forward to our special day. Well, it would be just wonderful if you guys could end up actually giving that wedding. It would be just fantastic to see two moneyless losers become happy at a wedding like that. Could you please start lightening up on the amount of insults you throw at us? Now, thank you for texting me today. I have work to get back to, so I'll be going.
Are you actually planning on having this wedding?
What? Now even you're going to start talking to me about my wedding?
Well, if you're hoping to get any money or gifts from us, then you should stop all of that. Hearing about some moneyless lowlives like you guys throwing a wedding is crazy. Not even I am able to imagine what one would have to do to borrow enough money for a place like that.
Hold on, Wyatt. Why are you saying rude things like that now? This to me looks like a textbook case of your wife brainwashing you, but she really did a number on you making you talk that way about me and my husband. I do remember you and Lori never coming to meet my husband before we were married, but still.
Well, from what I can see, whatever money you do have left is going to be wasted on that wedding if you go through with it. Well,
why are you saying that? Even my husband said that he really wants to talk with you.
I don't have the time or want to talk with someone like him about anything. I already know for a fact that man of yours is good for nothing. just based off the fact that he's making you work a job as well instead of being his housewife. I feel as though your marriage isn't going to make it very far, so there's no point in me wasting time getting to know him. When a man has little money, their chances of being divorced go way up. So I'm betting that'll be coming really soon for him.
You're being a jerk right now, Wyatt. It's fine with you giving small jabs at us here and there because you're my brother, but recently you've really been taking it too far. Ever since you ended up marrying that Lori chick, you've changed for the worst. For now, can you at least try and hide that ugly face of yours until after we have our wedding? Because if you come to the wedding acting like that, you'll regret it more than you'll find it acceptable. Today's the day of your wedding, right, Tina? But unfortunately for you, my husband and I do not have the time to be coming to a wedding for two measly lowlifes right now. What? I know it's only a few minutes before the start of your wedding, but we're canceling. What are you going on about now, Lori? I'm talking about how my husband and I will both be taking the day off from your wedding. We feel that being there to give you guys money or a gift would be a huge waste of our own time and money. What? So you want to tell me that right now of all times? I know that you're having a great time telling me that right before the start of my special day, but you're going to regret not showing up today. Well, both Wyatt and I do not want to attend the wedding of a couple of losers. I know it's only a few minutes out, but he and I are canceling. Then you're no longer allowed inside the wedding hall anymore. I was never planning on coming. And when I say you're no longer allowed in, I mean that very personally. Even if you do come out here and try getting in through the doors, we'll have them locked. Just as you've said yourself, there is no need for a couple like you to be here at a loser's wedding to give them any gifts or money. So don't worry about the late notice. Goodbye. What the heck, Tina? Is your wedding already started now? What is it that you want from me now? The wedding is already starting, so please don't waste any more of my time. Right now, both Wyatt and I are coming out there. We'll be at the wedding hall in a little bit here. Even if the two of you are crying your hearts out to be let into the wedding hall today, I'll make sure that you're both kept outside. Huh? Why would you do that? It hasn't even been an hour yet since I told you that I'd never be letting you into the wedding hall, and you've already forgotten that? You told me you were fine with that, and that's why you're not going to be let in now. So please, stay the hell away from here. That's not what any of this is about right now. Things have changed for the both of us. Wyatt just received a call a little bit ago from his boss. Oh, well, I was thinking about how something like that would probably happen soon. My husband is the CEO of a very well-regarded company, and a lot of other companies' leaders are at the wedding right now. And my brother's company is a partner to my husband's, and so a lot of his company's higher-ups are here right now attending the wedding. Why did you never tell either one of us something as important as that before? Normally anyone would say something like that to everyone around them. And right now, information like that is the most important thing for my husband and I to know about. Why is it that important for you two to know? Because those leaders, his bosses, are the ones that will be promoting him soon to a much better position. And all of them being at the wedding today means he'll have the perfect chance to sit down with them all and talk more about personal things, right? Well, from what I've heard, this was supposed to be the perfect occasion for both my brother and my husband to talk over different things regarding their partnership, right? What? Well, that's just too bad now. We've already told everyone that you both looked down on us, thinking we were without any money, so those talks won't be happening. You're telling me that the CEO of the company that my husband's been working with wanted to talk with him today? That means today is the only chance for Wyatt. You let us into that wedding hall right now. But I already told you it's too late now. Why is it too late? You must really not be aware of the problems you've created for yourself with the way you've treated my husband and I, huh? The CEO of the company that Wyatt's been working with this whole time is the same man you both continued to call a lowlife and moneyless for making me work a job as well while married. But at the time, I had no clue about that. That would have been the perfect time for you to tell me that he's the CEO of that company and that you both really do have money. All you have to say to me was that your husband is a CEO, and that would have ended everything I was saying. Then we never have to be asking you to let us into the wedding, and Wyatt could be discussing the next deal with your husband. You were the ones that called him a moneyless lowlife because I never wanted to be a housewife. There was never going to be a stop to what you were saying about us had I told you he's a CEO. Well, at this point, it's all impossible to change. So sorry that you lost the one and only chance to have your husband look good in front of all his superiors. Anyway, I have a wedding to get going with, so I'll talk to you another time. Wait, Tina! Even Wyatt is telling me that he had no clue that your husband is the CEO of that company. We had both never known about what your husband did for a living, and so there was no reason for us to act any other way than we had. I'm not sure what you mean by all of that, but what was your goal in talking to me the way you had been and treating my husband like he was nothing? I have no plans of letting you two into the wedding now. After all, you guys were the ones to cancel on us, right? And we had canceled before learning about what all was going to happen at the wedding today. All of that has nothing to do with the way you treated us. I have no need for family that is going to treat my husband and I like we're nothing more than bags of trash. I think I'm going to use this event as a way to finally cut ties with both you and Wyatt. I understand just how angry you are with us right now and why that is. But can you at least let my husband into the wedding hall? He's your own brother, Tina. Give him the chance to get his well-deserved promotion. I will not. What? Why not? Do you not feel bad for what you're doing to your brother right now? And I'd like to ask the same thing of him after the way he treated my husband and I. What? I want to know if he feels bad for calling his sister's husband a lowlife, and if he feels anything at all for canceling on our wedding. Honestly, he isn't even family to me anymore after what he pulled today. Did he really think it was a good idea to wait until the last moment to tell me that he was going to stay away from my wedding and call me moneyless? Well, I was the one that told you that, not him. Well, before this, I had invited the both of you out to see my husband and get to know him before we married. My husband had really wanted to meet the both of you back then. I think he knew that my brother was working with his company as partners, and he wanted to get him into a position with more responsibilities, but also more pay. But my brother gave the excuse that coming out to see my husband would be a waste of his time and money and never came. That's what my brother chose, not you. But had you told him that your husband is the CEO, then everything would be different now, right? All you needed to say was that your husband is the CEO. I didn't want my brother coming out to see my husband because of his chance of a promotion, though. I wanted him coming out to meet my husband because he's my family, and that would be the right thing to do. I knew that Wyatt would have to give up some of his time to come out and see us, but had he come, we would have told him then about how my husband's the CEO of the company he works with. But Wyatt chose to never come out and see his family, so that's that. This is all on him now, and he's responsible for not being allowed into my wedding anymore. No matter how much you both try to get yourselves let into my wedding, no matter how much your husband's promotion rides on it, you're not allowed in. You're going to act like this just because he never came out to see your husband before you married him? It's not just because of that, Lori. Before Wyatt was married to you, he was never that serious about his time and money. But now that you're his wife, he's changed into someone that's stingy and very judgmental of others based off of their income. He is always complaining about things, and it makes me miss my brother when he was single. Don't tell me that you only see my brother as your wallet, and that's why he's become so worried about money. That is not the problem at hand right now. Can't you see that the both of us have rushed all the way out here now because we see how serious the situation is now? Would you please let us in there so that we can be a part of the wedding? I'm telling you that you're both being pains in my butt. I'm no longer in the state of mind where I want to support the two of you any longer. So I'm not going to be letting either one of you into my wedding hall. What? You have to be lying, right? We are already waiting outside the main entrance to the wedding hall. There's a security guard standing at the door, and no matter how many times we tell him that Wyatt is your brother, he won't budge. Yeah, that's because I told him that's fine. The security guard is not to let either of you in. I don't think he'll be letting you anywhere near that door today. Now, I am in the middle of my wedding, so good day to you both. And, you can start thinking of me as a complete stranger now, so goodbye forever. Why did you not let either one of us into your wedding? Right now, Wyatt is pissed at me for everything and saying that I'm the only one to blame. He says that I began to talk way too much and ended up getting ourselves locked out. Well, there is that. But you could just explain to him that this also falls on his shoulders for tagging along with you and making fun of my husband and I and canceling on the wedding. Tell him that he's to blame just as much as you are because he allowed himself to be brainwashed by you. Well, either way, we're pretty much at that point now where I can say I'm cutting ties with the both of you. What? What are you talking about, Tina? I'm in a huge fight now with Wyatt because of what you did to us. You left us outside the wedding hall all day, so can you at least help me get out of this now? Huh? What makes you think you can ask me for help after all you've done? It's because of you and that wedding that my husband and I's relationship is going to fall apart. You're the only one that's able to fix things between us now after all of that. And I bet if you have your husband come as well and talk business with Wyatt, that Wyatt will begin to calm down more and start being nice to me again. Do you think you can do that for the both of us? I'm so glad that you still haven't learned anything from this and are coming to me asking for help. Makes me feel like I am better than you now. What do you mean? It's nothing. Just know that both my husband and I are finished with you both. No, what? Are you actually being serious about cutting ties with us both? Well, right now all I can see is a brother who doesn't even care enough about his little sister to come to her wedding and is viewed by all his superiors as an absolute screw-up. And my husband has already cut ties with you two, so there's really no need for me to talk with either of you anymore. Make sure to tell Wyatt that my husband is no longer willing to put in a good word for him either, so consider that promotion gone. What the hell, Tina? Are you really planning to let your own brother and I just crash like this? Do you and your husband not feel that you've gone way too far now? Wyatt has nothing to do with us anymore. He's just a stranger now. The weight that comes with making fun of my husband is very heavy. And we're going to make sure that after today, we never have to hear from or see either of you two again. And if your husband is to lose his position working with my husband's company for good, then you'll never have anything to do with us. Lose his position? Do you really think that Wyatt will be demoted over something like this? I never thought that the talks he was supposed to have at that wedding were so important. I'm sure that when his pay is cut with the demotion, you living as his housewife will no longer work anymore. And from that point on, you'll no longer think about calling other couples that work jobs at the same time lowlifes ever again, right? Poor things, you two. Now, enjoy whatever dwindling days you have left as a housewife, okay? You did a great job this time, and I hope you enjoy the life of being moneyless and depressed. And just as Tina had been explaining to Lori, her husband gave Wyatt's bosses a bad word about him, and he lost his position making deals with Tina's husband's company. Following that, he was then demoted to working the front desk of the office building and would be given a major pay cut with that. Because of that, he was no longer bringing in enough money for himself and Lori, which led to her then having to find a job as well. This then led to their relationship becoming increasingly strained as they spent day after day fighting one another. I'm sure that soon those two will begin to consider getting a divorce, but if that is to happen, Wyatt will be left with no wife, no sister, and a rather sad job. And as for Lori, well, I'm not really sure if she'll be left with much either, but that's totally okay.
Apparently my dad hasn't got long left to live. I don't have the time to visit, so go take a look at him in the hospital tonight and tell me what the doctors say. He's being discharged next week and we're gonna have to stay with him until he kicks it. Clear out the room in my parents' house before then. We'll sleep there.
What? This is all really sudden. What? Is he okay? Why is he at the hospital? Did he collapse? What do you mean he hasn't got long left?
I don't know and don't care. It just means that he's going to die soon. I didn't think that it would happen this soon, so...
Yeah, you must be really shocked. Are you okay?
Shocked? About what?
Your dad must be in a really serious condition if he's been admitted to the hospital so suddenly. It must be tough knowing you don't have much time left with him.
Why would I be in shock about that? I've been waiting for this. If anything, I'm over the moon. It's finally my time.
What? Is this some kind of joke, Liam?
My dad's company. It's finally mine. I bet he's been hiding a massive fortune from me and my mom all these years. He's a real Scrooge, that old man. He's never told us how much he has, and he never gave us money when we said we wanted to buy something. I deserve to inherit everything he has after being so patient. He has the money to let us live in luxury, but he's so cheap. He refuses to give me and my mom anything we want. It's not fair. I'm entitled to that money. He doesn't know how hard I've worked in this company for him.
I'm sorry, what are you talking about? Your dad's in the hospital and you're already talking about your inheritance? What's wrong with you?
Yeah, so what if I am? It's owed to me. I just spoke with my mom, and she says that his condition isn't likely to get any better. He's going to be bedridden, which means he's already got one foot in the grave. There's no better time to talk about my inheritance. Plus, my mom's going to have a hard time taking care of him by herself, and she says that it's a waste of money getting a nurse to take care of him or putting him in a home. So you'll have to do the caretaking. You're my wife, so you can't argue back. Don't expect to get any money out of him either. That money is mine.
What are you talking about?
From now on, you're in charge of taking care of my dad. I'm too busy with work, and your job isn't as important, so you can easily quit. You don't have the right to complain, since I'm going to be rich when I get my inheritance. You should consider yourself lucky for marrying me.
Excuse me? My career is just as important as yours. I can't take care of your dad. You say that you're going to be rich, but as it stands, we're each paying half of the rent and the bills because we're both working.
So what? My dad's the CEO of his company. Once I inherit everything, there's no need for you to work. I can pay everything myself. Lucky you. You're going to be a CEO's wife, and you can stick to being a housewife instead of wasting your time going to work. You're going to have an easy time just staying at home, doing the dishes and cleaning and stuff. What's so hard about that? You should be happy to at least help out with taking care of my dad.
Is that why you suddenly decided we're going to live with your parents? To make yourself look better? So that he wouldn't have any reason to change his mind about passing his company on to you? Even though I'm the one that's going to have to take care of him? You're kidding, right? I don't want to have to do something that troublesome.
What? You can't say that. He's my dad.
Then why don't you take care of him yourself? I'm sure he would be happier if you were with him.
No way, I have work and other stuff. I don't want to deal with an old man like him.
I have work to do. Why do you get to prioritize your job? And what do you mean, and other stuff? What could be more important than taking care of your own dad in his final moments? It's not like you're busy with the housework, because I do all the cooking, cleaning, and the laundry before and after work and on my days off. You make it sound like cleaning is really easy and simple, but it's actually really tiring and time-consuming to keep a house in the condition you always enjoy it in. If anything, you have plenty of free time to take care of your dad yourself.
You're the wife. It's easier for you to quit work, and you married into this family. So you should be happy to sacrifice your job for my sake. It's more worthwhile if I keep my job, since I'm going to be inheriting the position of CEO in a matter of weeks, maybe even days if we're lucky.
I can't believe you actually think that. I'm enjoying my job. I don't want to quit. I'm not sacrificing it for anything or anyone. Can't you respect that?
Respect? Why should I? You're my wife. You're supposed to be supporting me. There's no reason for you to keep your job if we're going to be rich. My mom agrees that that's what we should do, so there's no point arguing about this any further. My mom says that women should be more selfless and give up their job if that's what's necessary for the family. And she's never wrong, so we're going to do what she says.
It's great that you have so much faith in your mom, but you're completely ignoring my opinion. What about what I want to do? We should be working towards finding a solution that suits both of us together, not just forcing an unwanted situation on the other. I need more time to think about this, so I'm gonna go see how your dad is. We can talk later.
My mom and I are going on a trip to a hot spring. I'm leaving my dad to you, so make sure you take care of him properly.
What? Are you going to leave me to deal with everything by myself? What about your dad?
I don't know and don't care. Figure something out.
Huh? What do you mean you don't care?
It's your job to take care of him, not mine. I don't care what you do, as long as you don't hire a nurse or a helper. It's a waste of money. His condition stabilized ever since he collapsed, but there's no telling when it'll be his last day on Earth. So, let me know if he finally kicks it. That's the only report I need, so don't disturb us.
You're seriously going on holiday with your mom? Your dad's bedridden. Don't you want to spend more time with him before he passes? He can't talk so much, but I'm sure he can still hear you. Try talking to him. Where have you been these past few days? You haven't come back at all. I need some time to relax myself, you know? What have you been doing while I've been busy taking care of your dad and doing all the housework?
That's none of your business. I'm free to do whatever I like, whenever I like. I'm a future CEO. Nobody can tell me what to do anymore.
Do you really think that being a CEO means it's okay for you to go and dump all of the stuff you don't want to do onto me? Owning a company doesn't make you any better. You only agreed to let him live with us because you want his company and his fortune, but you haven't even lifted a finger to actually do anything to show that you're worthy of inheriting everything he has.
Well, yeah, it's true I haven't done anything, but what's wrong with that? Why should I do anything when I have a wife to do it for me? All I need is my inheritance. I don't even have to be there when he dies.
I can't believe you. Does your mom really agree with that? Isn't it a little too heartless to decide to go on a holiday when her own husband is on his deathbed?
Of course she doesn't care either. If anything, she was the one that suggested that we go on the trip. She's happy that she's free of having to do the dirty work of helping my dad get changed, go to the toilet and wash him. We're going to be away for a few days so we can get a good rest. Take care of my dad. Oh, and make sure you keep us updated. That's if he gets worse, not if he gets better. I don't want to hear about him making some miraculous comeback to the company.
That's enough, Liam. How can you talk about your own father like that? I never knew you could say something so horrible. You're a terrible son. I've had enough of you and your mother. I knew you weren't perfect when we got married, but I should have realized that you were an asshole much earlier and saved myself the trouble.
I don't care what you think of me. You can insult me all you like, but the only thing that matters to me is that I get my money. I'm anticipating that a lot of money is going to come to me once I take over the company, so I think I'm going to let loose and splurge on this trip. Once I'm CEO, I won't have to worry about money anyways, so I might as well start enjoying the high life.
Oh yeah? While I stay at home cleaning and taking care of your sick dad? You've got some nerve saying that to me.
That's what a wife is for, right? Staying at home and taking care of the house and kids. My dad can't eat or change himself, so he's practically a baby. The only difference is that he's a pretty big one. If you don't like it, you can just leave him there. That might even speed up the process for us, and we can blame you for abandoning him if anyone questions why he was alone. Keep that in mind if you do decide to disappear. That's going to be on your conscience, not mine.
That's enough.
Besides, you don't have anywhere to go, remember? You should be grateful that you've managed to marry a guy like me. With the power and the fortune I'll be gaining, you'll never have to work. The least you can do is take care of my dad until then. He's on his deathbed. You won't have to take care of him for that long. Anyway, I've got to get ready for my trip. I'll see you when I get back.
Who's on their deathbed?
Huh?
I never imagined that my own son would say something so horrendous about me while I was so close to death. I'm disappointed. It bothered me that you and your mother were always whispering about something behind my back. But now I know that it was all about your inheritance and my company. Aren't you ashamed of yourself for making your wife take care of a sick, old man with no help? And not even a word of gratitude?
Wait, who is this? This isn't Angela typing. Dad?
Who else? Your mother's with you, isn't she?
But why are you able to message? I thought you could barely speak, let alone raise your arms to type a message. You were supposed to be dying. What's going on?
While you were out of the house doing God knows what, Angela was doing her best to take care of me. I made the miraculous comeback that you were dreading. Once I was able to move around more freely, Angela told me that you weren't home and explained everything that had happened. I found out the truth about you and your mother and your true intentions.
Wait, you've got this all wrong. If you read the conversation we had until now, then you need to know something. Angela made me say all of that. We had an argument about something really stupid, and I said some really bad stuff about everyone that I honestly regret now. You shouldn't take any of it seriously. It looks bad, but it's not my fault. This is one big misunderstanding, I swear.
Liam, do you really think that I'm stupid enough to fall for a pathetic lie like that? Thank goodness I found out about what you and your mother were really like before I passed. I would have turned in my grave if I had let you inherit my company and use my money for your stupid shopping sprees. Before that happens, I'm going to rewrite my will.
What? You're going to change it?
I'm going to leave everything to Angela.
What? Are you out of your mind? Why would you give your company to a complete stranger? She's got nothing to do with the company.
You let that complete stranger nurse me back to health.
What? It's not like she had anything to do with your recovery. She's only been taking care of you for 1 week. You can't just decide that all of a sudden. What are me and Mom going to do? Are you just going to leave us with nothing?
I don't have any money to give to a son and wife that were looking forward to me dying. You didn't even think to spend more time with me. You're out on holiday, I hear. I was planning on giving the company to your little brother, but all of my money is going to Angela for being a wonderful nurse. She's worked extremely hard to keep on top of the housework while spending as much time with me, reading to me, and talking to me. She deserves everything I can give her.
What? What are you talking about? What do you mean? You're planning on giving the company to Leon? You were never gonna give me the position as CEO in the first place? Even though I'm the eldest?
You don't have what it takes to run a company. The only reason why you even have a job is because you have the same last name as me. You never earned anything for yourself. On top of that, you used your connection to me to influence the people around you and never worked a day in your life. I hear that you've been sitting at your desk, twiddling your thumbs while some other office worker works overtime to finish your work. You haven't done anything to deserve the position of CEO.
That's not true. Who told you that? They're lying. They're just trying to turn you against me.
You don't even deserve to have a woman like Angela as your wife. She's much too good for you, too generous and too kind. She's wasted on a selfish man like you. What you've done is unforgivable.
What are you talking about? You've got to forgive me. No, wait, I haven't even done anything that needs forgiving. Believe me. This is all part of Angela's plan. She's been after your money ever since she married me. She's turning you against me so that she'll get everything.
Enough. I'm not interested in your lies, Liam. As long as I'm alive, you're not getting anything. And I'm going to make sure that you can't inherit anything even after I'm gone. You're not welcome in my company or in my home. Don't you dare show your face to me ever again.
Don't say that, Dad! I'm your favorite son! Please, wait!
That's what you get.
Huh?
You seem pretty flustered after being lectured and practically disowned by your dad. How pathetic.
Angela? This isn't funny. Why did this happen? Why did you show my dad the conversation we had?
Your dad's been up and around for the past 2 days and his condition has improved a lot since he woke up. We've had time to talk about a lot of things since you've been out, and I still have time off of work.
Seriously? Why didn't you tell me he was up? You tricked me!
I never tricked you. You told me that you didn't want to hear about him getting better, so I didn't mention it. But I suggested that you come back and be with him, remember? I didn't have anyone else to talk to about how you had completely left me to deal with everything by myself. And I've been stressing about a lot of other things besides this incident, so I told him everything. He was happy to give me advice on what I should do with you. Now he knows everything. You're finished, and you only have yourself to blame.
This isn't funny, Angela. Do you understand what you've done? You've ruined your husband's life.
Oh, what are you so upset about?
Why wouldn't I be upset? I'm going to lose my job, my company, my money, all because of you. Stop Dad before he seriously changes the will.
Whose money? Didn't you understand your dad? You don't have any right to it.
Listen to me. I'm your husband.
I don't have any obligation to listen to anything you say, whether you're my husband or not. You may not be able to tell, but I'm pretty pissed off myself.
What? Why would you be pissed off?
You're an idiot if you don't understand why, and you don't have any right to be angry with me. Your dad is furious, and with good reason. He's made his decision based on the way you treated him and he treated me. You don't have any right to change his mind. You can try all you like to make it my fault, but you can't escape the fact that you caused this yourself. If you have a problem with that, why don't you try and make an argument, because I'll shoot it down.
Wait a minute. Why are you so angry? I'm the one that should be angry right now.
Of course I'd be angry! You were trying to go on holiday, fully aware that your dad was in bad condition, hoping that you'd get news that he had passed away while you were gone. You're the worst! Not only that, I have proof of the affairs you've had, and I've passed the evidence on to your dad for him to look at.
Affairs? What are you talking about? I haven't had any affairs.
I've been thinking about filing for a divorce for a long time. I just didn't know when would be the best timing. But it looks like there's no need to think it over anymore. If anything, thanks for giving me the opportunity to break it off.
What? You are thinking about divorce? Since when? Why would you want divorce? Don't you understand that you're a lucky woman for being with me? I'm the CEO's son. What else could you possibly want?
It's taken a while, but I can finally see you for who you really are. I can see that you're not the man that you made yourself out to be when we were dating. Living with you and being married to you has shown me how selfish, lazy, unreliable, and dependent you are. I haven't been living with a husband, I've been living with a big baby. And because of how horrible your behavior has been, your dad's even offered to pay for my lawyer to make sure that I have the advantage in court.
What? Why would he support you? I'm his son. He should be defending me, not backing you up. What the hell did you say to him to turn him against me?
I told him everything. Unlike you, your dad's a good person. He told me that I was just being taken advantage of and that there was no need for me to endure your treatment any longer. And from now on, your dad's going to receive the care he deserves from a home for the elderly, without anyone telling him that he's a waste of money. I'm happy to help him out if he ever needs anything, but keep in mind that I'm not interested in keeping in touch with you. Once we're divorced, we're over.
It's your fault that I'm not going to be CEO and that I'm going to lose my job and you're running away? That's not funny, Angela. You can't run away from me. That's not fair. You should suffer just as much as me.
I'm going to leave your parents' house, but don't even think about coming back to our place. I'm going to live there alone.
What? I thought you already returned our keys to the landlord.
No, I haven't given the landlord notice. I was already planning to ask for a divorce, so I decided that it would be a waste to give the apartment up. But I've already changed the keys, so there's no point trying to get back in. Your stuff is all here at your parents' anyways, so you don't have any reason to go back. If you try and force your way in, I won't have any choice but to call the police and report you for trespassing.
Are you being serious? You really want to get divorced?
Of course I do. I'm very sure that it's for the best.
Don't come crying to me when the divorce is over and you can't get any of the inheritance Dad promised you. Come on, I'll forgive you for threatening to divorce me, so let's work together to get my dad to give us his money.
No, thank you. Your dad's already worked on a way to leave me his money even if I'm not married to you. I told him that I didn't need anything and that all I want is to get a divorce, but he was insistent that I receive something for taking care of him.
What do you mean? He's already found a way to leave you his money? It's better if we stay together, don't you think?
You just want to stay together so that you can enjoy the inheritance I will receive from your dad. Well, we knew that you might start saying stuff like that, and might even refuse to sign the divorce papers, so we've already hired a successful lawyer to cover our case. She's the best divorce lawyer, so you won't even stand a chance.
You've already prepared that much?
Your dad was saying that he's planning on divorcing your mother, too. You're not only going to lose your job and your inheritance, you're both going to lose your spouses and your homes. You can become homeless for all I care. You both deserve what's coming to you.
What? He's going to divorce Mom? Why?
Apparently, your mom was cheating on him, too. She didn't even bother to hide it. She took advantage of him being bedridden and brought her partners into their home. Like mother, like son, I guess. You should both take this chance to reflect on what you've done and learn to respect other people before you remarry. That's if anyone is willing to.
Mom was cheating on Dad? I never heard anything about that. Is he really going to divorce her?
You should be more worried about yourself. The only reason you had a job was because your dad gave you that position. But now he knows everything. You're not going to be able to work for his company anymore. You're not even going to inherit anything. You're not going to be able to live the high life like you hoped you would.
Angela, wait. Think about this. I never imagined that things would turn out like this. I didn't mean for any of this to happen. I just got ahead of myself when I heard the news about my dad. Come on, let's stay together and help each other out. I need you, Angela. I can't live without you. Please, you can't leave me.
Oh, really? I can live happily without you. If anything, you need to learn to do the housework yourself for once. There's no way I'm living with you ever again.
You're seriously abandoning me?
You're the one that pushed me to make this decision. If you wanted me to stay, you should have been more caring and more willing to think about my needs as well as yours. The more you beg, the more pathetic you look, so I wouldn't suggest pushing the issue any further. Anyway, I hope you'll enjoy your fancy trip to the hot springs with your mom. You should make the most of it, since you'll be experiencing hell when you get back here. I can't wait to get justice for everything. I had to suffer while I was with you. See you in a few days' time. In the end, Angela cooperated with her father-in-law to fight both Liam and his mother in court. Apparently, Liam continued to beg her to change her mind even after he returned from his trip, but Angela ignored him until the papers were signed and filed. After the divorce was done, she only told him that she never wanted to see him again and refused to talk about the inheritance. Her father-in-law had returned to full health in a matter of days, making it pointless to talk about the inheritance. Angela's mother-in-law had no choice but to accept the terms of the divorce and was kicked out of their home. Liam lost his job, and because he believed that he would inherit his father's fortune, he had never saved any money. He was without a job and a home, and was going to have to live hand-to-mouth for a while. He's still paying the compensation he owes to Angela while living with his mother in a shabby apartment, working day and night to earn enough to feed both himself and his mother. As for Liam's mother, the shock of getting divorced and losing the lifestyle she had enjoyed for decades caused her to become a shut-in, and she had started showing signs of dementia. Liam had to take care of her himself since he didn't have enough money to put her in a home, and finally realized how much trouble he had caused Angela by forcing her to take care of his father. Both of them had finally gotten what they deserved.
Sabrina, have you finished all the paperwork that I left you with? Today's the day all of them are due, so I'll be needing you to drop them off at my office. Oh, you're talking about those? I haven't done any of them yet, though. What? Why not? Not only have I not done any of them yet, but I haven't even looked at any of them. That can't be. I handed them off to you a little while back, asking you to please handle all of them before today. And, well, I have a lot going on myself. Look, I had this big vacation with my boyfriend, so that took almost all the time I could have had for work away. You cannot use that as your excuse for not getting the work you were asked to do done. And it's not like those papers should have taken you that long to go through and fill out anyway. What? All right, now you're really starting to annoy me here. Did you just say that I'm annoying you? I don't ever remember you even having the right to tell me what to do here in the first place. But I am your manager, Sabrina. My manager? Do you have any idea what position you're in, Helen? What do you mean by that? You really think I'm going to sit here and listen to you tell me that you have no clue what position you're in after coming to this department? From what I've heard, you're being moved around this company every year, being asked to take on new roles, right? Well, that is correct, but what does that have to do with you and I? What I'm saying is that you've been moved around so much because you are just that useless to this company that they don't know where to put you anymore. So would you please stop calling yourself my manager when all you are really is this entire company's burden? I haven't been getting moved around this company a whole lot just because I'm some kind of useless burden to everyone. But what I do know is this. I am your manager right now, and that means you have to listen to what I ask you to do. Everyone else in this department has been listening to what I say and doing as I ask, except for you. So I will not allow you to act like you can have your way here all because you think I'm a burden to the company. You really have no clue who you are, or even who I am, do you? What are you talking about? My father is the department manager for the Human Resources Department. I am very much aware of that, Sabrina. And? Do you think it's okay for you to keep talking to me like that when I'm the daughter of a man such as him? What are you getting at here? Jesus Christ, woman. Just put two and two together already. You could be fired by any moment by my father, and that all depends on how he feels and thinks about you. He listens to every single thing I say to him, so all I have to do is speak up about how you keep on badgering me. Are you serious? Anyhow, you can stop trying to fight me like you've been doing. All right? Sabrina, work has started and you are still not in the office yet. Has something happened to you on your way into work? I haven't seen you anywhere yet, so I'm going to assume you're running late. Sorry about that. I'm not feeling all that well today, so would you please let me have the day off? What? You're only telling me that now? If you've been feeling too sick to come into work today, you should have called in sooner than 15 minutes after your shift started. Well, if you'd like to know, the reason I'm feeling really under the weather today is because of you. Because of me? That's right. I always have to sit in the cubicle next to yours, and that old person smell you always give off has been making me feel more and more sick. It's to the point I can't even focus on my work anymore, and now I feel like I have to throw up all the time. So the reason I have to take the day off today is because of you. That is very rude of you to say, Sabrina. I smell like an old person? I'm not even close to that age yet, though. Oh, so you really haven't fully realized it yet? Well, just know that I've noticed your disgusting odor, and because of that, I cannot get my work done in that office. So I've had to take desperate measures in order to have you exterminated. Exterminated? How have you gone about doing that? I asked my father to go and get rid of you. I asked for him to fire you and make sure that you never come back. So get the hell out of that office building, you old hag. You have to be kidding me. You cannot use a reason like that in order to have your father fire me. Well, unfortunately for you, that reason worked. All because I told my father that your stench was making it difficult for me to work, and if I'm not able to work, that's a major issue for the company. Why do you think you can say something like that about yourself? Because I was the one who went and set up that contract with A&A Foods. That was the first time this company has ever partnered with a company as massive as that, and it was all because of me. And not only was this a massive contract for the company, but it's worth over $30 million. If I'm not able to continue my job like I've been doing, then this company is going to have to take care of the reason for why that is. I am the ace of this company. In other words, there is not one person in this whole entire building that can go against me without meeting the fear of my father's boot. And do you think that gives you the right to have me fired? If this doesn't lead to you being fired, then I'm just going to harass you more and more within the office until you quit and leave this place yourself. I hope you're ready for what awaits you.
Helen, it's been a while. How are things for you? Are you getting used to that new department?
Oh, hello, Director Drake. It really has been a while, hasn't it?
What's going on? Did something happen to make you seem so down?
No, I'm just thinking about how perhaps my way of doing things has been wrong this whole time.
Oh, and why would you be thinking something like that now?
I've always been told by my father to respect all of those that work for you, and they'll continue to work for you and do what must be done until the day they're promoted. That's why for as long as I can remember, I've always been putting my team first and only make choices based on what everyone wants.
I am well aware of that, Helen. That's the whole entire reason I have you working the job you do. Now, tell me, why do you think the way you've been handling things with your workers is wrong?
Drake, do you know who Sabrina is by any chance? She works under me in my current department.
I do, since her father and I are very close to one another. And I've known about her ever since she was a little toddler.
And What do you think of her?
She is very young and still very unripe. Yet she was able to get us that contract with A&A Foods. I feel that she has some very important skills that the rest of the company could learn from. There was also that presentation that needed to be given to the very tough business lead of A&A Foods, and she stepped up to the plate and killed it. All I can really say about her is that she is amazing. Do you have something to say about her?
I've been having sort of a dispute with her.
What happened that has led you guys to having a dispute?
All I can say is no matter what I try to do and say, she doesn't want anything to do with me being the manager of that department. And that's why I've started thinking that it's my time to leave this company for good.
What? Hey, hold on a second there. There is no way on this beautiful earth of ours that I am going to let someone as important as you leave this company. I will do anything to make sure you feel more comfortable here again, so please take back that statement about wanting to quit your job here.
Understood. Then I need to tell you what's been going on between me and that wretched little girl. Hey, did you still go into the office today? Because if that's the case, then I'm going to stay home today as well. Is that so? Well, in that case, I guess you'll be out of the office again today. Unless I quit. Really? Then quit. Oh, finally. But since I'll be quitting, you need to start making your way back to the office now. If you're not going to be a part of the company anymore, I suppose I can go back in. I know that not having me around the office would be a major detriment to the company and would even lead to it going bankrupt. It is very true that you have left a mark on the sales department that you've been working in. That's why once I have quit and left the company, you will most likely be given my position as manager of your group. Is that something you'd like to do? Something I'd like to do? Why are you asking me such a stupid question as that? If anything, it would be a blunder to not put me into that position next. But if you become a manager like I've been, you have to be here all the time to make sure that your employees are managed and that they all get their work done. That's what I'm wanting to hear. I can tell all of them to do as I say and then make my job in that company even easier than it's already been. I can just sit around on my phone all day making bank doing absolutely nothing. Things will not end well for you if all you do is use your team for your own self-interests. What I do as the new manager has nothing to do with you. Now, would you speed things up with quitting your job there? By the way, that's right. There's no way the company can continue with me only being the manager for the rest of my time there. So I think I'll have to start aiming to be the CEO in order to keep that company going and keep the money flowing into my pockets, that is. There's no way someone like you will become the CEO of the company anytime soon. I wonder about that, though. All I have to do is continue to succeed at my job there to a degree that has never been seen before, and before long, I should be the CEO because of that, right? I also have my father working as the head of the HR department, so he can surely help me get to the top. With him, I'll be able to jump over so many steps and be at the top within a few months. There is no way you would be able to get away with something like that, though. Hey, how much longer are you planning to hang around the place? You promised me that you'd be quitting, right? Hold your horses there. I have to think about things like who will be taking control of this position next and things of that significance. So I can't just get up and leave as soon as you think. Then just give me the job as the manager and you won't have to be worried about who takes over next. I have no reason to be doing something like that, right? I am still within the company, so I can't just give you the title of manager without me leaving the company first. Also, I'm still not sure if you're truly ready to become the next manager here, or if you need more time under your belt to learn. Huh? We all know that I'm going to be the next manager, though. I am the ace of the sales department, after all. I'm not only really young still, but I've left a great mark on this company. I think this company would much rather have me in your position as soon as possible, instead of waiting around for a smelly old hag to leave. Everyone in this company knows that I should be in that position instead of you now. Therefore, you give me that seat you've had right now. You will not get away with yelling at me to give up my position like that. If you're really as enlightened on the world of business as you think you are, then wait for this company to make its decision and follow the company rules. I'm the one making the rules here. If you've got a problem with my rules and how I want things to be run, then I'd like to see you try setting up a $30 million contract with a company like A&A Foods. If you can show me that you can do something like that, then I'll be willing to finally listen to what you have to say. Oh, about that. What? The department manager is asking for you to go and see him. From what I've been told, it seems like he got a message from the leader in charge of that contract with A&A Foods, so he'd like to speak with you. Oh, is that right? I'm sure the department manager will be asking me to do some more work for him now. For some reason, he's always seemed to be very into me. Really, being as gorgeous as me is not a gift at all. I'd hurry up and get to his office as soon as you can. He's waiting for you patiently. Fine. It looks like luck is on your side today, taking me away from this discussion. But when I get back from the department manager's office, let's continue. So don't you run away from me. Sure. I'll be waiting for you to come out of there. Hey, you! What the hell is going on here? What happened? What happened with the manager that has you so freaked out right now? Because of you, that $30 million contract I had made with A&A Foods is now gone! Poof! It's been terminated! So of course I'm going to be freaking out right now! $30 million contract? What makes you think that it was my fault that contract ended up getting terminated? Stop trying to play dumb with me! You went to the CEO of A&A Foods and tattled on me to him in order to make me look bad, right? Would you not call something like that tattling? This isn't your 5th grade classroom anymore, Sabrina. I was just going to my father to talk with him about the situation I've been having here, and that I've grown tired of an employee like you always causing me so many headaches. I knew that since my father is the leader of a company such as that, he'd be able to guide me through what all I should do about you in this situation, which he did. I can't believe it. I never would have thought that you, of all people, were the daughter of that company's CEO. Why were you hiding something as important as that from me this whole time? I never was trying to hide it from you or anyone within this company, Sabrina. It just happens to be something I don't find is very important for all of you to know about, so I keep it to myself most of the time. But that is something more important to us, to me, than anything else you ever talk about. Had I just known that you were the daughter of A&A CEO, I would have... You would have never started to go on about how you would have me fired by your daddy working as the head of the HR department? That's exactly right. And another thing I'd like to know is why the daughter of the CEO of such a massive company is currently working as a manager for this company. What? Did you come into this company as some sort of spy or something? Now, why would you come to a conclusion such as that? My dream is to become just as good of a leader as my father is because I have respected him all my life. But I didn't want to do it within the same company as him because then it would feel as though things weren't fair for the rest of the company. So I joined this one, where I plan to use only my own strengths to make it to the top. I believe it's far more respectable to become someone of power through only one's own strengths, rather than to rely on their mommy or daddy to help them along. What the heck? So what you're telling me is you used your dad's position to get you into this company as a manager? You had to be helped into this company. Were you even listening? I just said that I will not use anyone else's strength but my own, unlike the person I'm talking with right now. That was the reason I never spoke about my father being the CEO of A&A Foods. I wanted to do things the way everyone else does them, and that started with me having to interview for a job here and make it through the whole entire hiring process. I never used my father's position for anything. But it's because of your dad that the contract I had scored is no longer going to happen. I don't care about that. I'm sure that after I had talked with him, he could no longer find it in himself to trust you with such a contract and asked that his sales team end that contract. This has nothing to do with me, and personally, I don't care what happened to it. And when it comes to my father, he never lets personal feelings get in the way of his decisions. Anyway, I'm going to go and tell one of my higher-ups about all of this right now. What? Are you going to go crying back to your daddy again? I will not! I'm going to someone even higher than my father. My father is a great friend of the executive director, and he also happens to know me very well. When I tell him about everything that's happened here today, he'll have no other choice but to have you fired. Tell me then, what have I done that is a reason for having me fired? I told you all I did was talk with my father for a little bit. Shut the hell up! You went and told your dad all about what's happened here, whether it was true or false, and then made him terminate that contract in order to hurt me. Because of you, you've gone and dealt this company a massive blow. So now you're going to have to take responsibility for what you've done and be punished. If there is anything that I need to be responsible for, of course I'll be gladly punished for it. But as far as I'm aware, I've done nothing wrong. Sure. You can use whatever excuses you have up your sleeve, but compared to what I have to say about you, your excuses will not save you. And that's because the executive director and I have known one another ever since I was a little girl. Is that so? Then please go have a word with him. You just sit there and wait in fear, please. Director Drake, something really bad has happened.
Sabrina? What bad thing has happened?
I'm sure you may have heard about this already, but that massive contract I scored with the company with A&A Foods worth $30 million was canceled.
I sure have heard about that happening. I've been thinking about that all day, as a matter of fact.
And, well, I have something to tell you about that. From what I've heard, that all happened because of my manager.
You're telling me that was Helen's fault? Can you elaborate on that a little further for me, please?
It turns out that she's the daughter of A&A Foods' CEO.
Ah, I already knew about that.
And what she told me is that she went to her CEO dad and told him things that may or may not have been true about me. For some reason, she seems to have lied about me, saying that I have been harassing her and all that in the workplace. That then led to the CEO of A&A becoming upset and using his own personal feelings to make the decision. He terminated the contract I had made.
Why do you think Helen would lie to her father about you?
It looks to me as though she can't get over the fact that I'm not only really young, but I'm better at my job here than she is. And that's why she's gone and did this to me. Really, she is the worst woman imaginable.
I can't believe I even bothered with trying to act like I didn't know anything.
Huh?
I already know what's been going on between you and Helen, yet you came to me with some sad old story like that.
What's happened to you, Director Drake?
I've already been talking with the CEO of A&A, and he has told me everything he knows and why he's made his decisions regarding that contract. He said he cannot trust someone like you after what you've been doing to his daughter.
And I'm telling you that Helen has been lying to you all about me. She is deeply jealous of me because although I may be young, I was able to get that $30 million contract with a large company like A&A Foods. That's why she's trying to take me down now.
You really think that contract came about only because of you?
What? What do you mean by that?
We all know that behind the scenes, Helen had been talking with the business lead over at A&A Foods, and was the one who sealed the deal with him in order to get us a $30 million contract. But you're the one thinking it was just because of your little presentation you gave that the contract was made. And since you would keep saying that to everyone in the office, Helen went ahead and said you could take credit for it. She already knew the company was aware she was allowed that contract to be made, so she didn't need to be seen by everyone like you.
You're kidding. Why would she do that?
She wanted you to feel more confident, since you're still young. And since that was a major deal that had been made, she knew you would be happy thinking that you did it all by yourself. To be honest, that sounds like something Helen would do for anyone in the company. Unfortunately, though, things didn't go the way Helen had been hoping, and actually, they went in the complete opposite direction.
No way.
I was not at all that concerned about you when first letting you into this company, since you are my good friend's daughter after all. But it's starting to look like I've made a grave mistake by hiring someone like you.
It's all because of you that everything is falling apart for me. Oh my, if that's the way you're acting now, that would mean you had an excellent talk with the executive director. Perhaps he wasn't as friendly with you as you first thought he'd be. You went and talked with the director about me as well then, huh? He didn't even listen to a single thing I was saying to him just then, not a single thing. Really? He sure is a smart cookie for doing that. You've really gone and done it this time. Did you know that ever since I joined this company, I've been in the hands of the executive director? He's always had a lot of faith in me, and because of that, we've built a wonderful friendship together. And when I went to him talking about what you've been doing to me, there was no reason for him to listen to anyone else. Well, whatever. You're already quitting this company, so once you're gone, I'm sure I can get back on his good side. So, Helen, hurry up and quit already. I don't even want to see your face anymore. About that whole thing where I said I'd be quitting, I've decided that I'll be staying with this company a bit longer now. Huh? You're breaking your one and only promise to me now? I don't ever remember making any sort of a promise with you about that. When I went to those that have taken very good care of me within this company and told them I'd be leaving, they all asked me to please stay and that they'd work with me to take care of any issues I had. When I heard them all say that, I realized that I didn't need to quit my job here after all and could wait for them to get rid of my problems. You're only bringing that up now? Then I'm going to talk to my father about you. I'll go and tell my father all kinds of lies about you that he'll have to believe, and then he'll make sure of it that you're fired. And like I was saying before, there is no way he'll be able to do that. He sure as hell can! Because in the past he's done it plenty of times, so it won't be any different for him to fire you. I see. That's not a good thing at all now, is it? Sure, but to me, I wanted to make sure that anyone who was getting in my way or was just straight up annoying me was forced to leave this company and my life. Haven't you always wondered why so many of the people who worked with me would quit or be fired? I'm the one behind all of that, and I'm going to do the same thing to you with the help of my father. That's very unlikely. Huh? What do you think you're saying? Your daddy is the head of the Human Resources Department, correct? Well, if that's the position he holds, then he won't be able to fire me. Hey, listen, Helen. Is your head really that screwed up or something? Don't worry about it. I can tell you right now that based on my yearly health checkups, my head is better than fine. The only reason this might be a little bit wild is because I have been hiding something from you. And that something is my title. I'm not the manager of that team you're in. I am this company's supervisor. Huh? What did you say? I'm sure you can't believe what I'm saying. But if you won't be able to trust what I'm saying now, then you can go and talk with Drake about me. I'd always worked under him, but due to him referring me and asking that I become the next supervisor, I was promoted. You have to be lying this time. And when it comes to the company's supervisor, the only way one can be fired is after a meeting is held with all of the company's stockholders, a power which your daddy does not have. So there's nothing he can do to get me taken out of this company. Then I'll tell everyone that you've committed a scandal. I'll make something up about you that is so bad that you'll have no other choice but to leave your job at this company and never come back. It'll be so bad that you'll never find another job anywhere else because talk of it will spread so fast. Then there will be nothing left for you to do. As long as I get my father's help with this, we'll make sure you have to leave this company and are screwed for the rest of your life. You always seem to go back to thinking that you can just easily have me fired. That's because I can. Well, I already know about all of your moves. Huh? How would you know about everything I can do? I've known more about you than even you might know. And that's because I've always been watching you and following you to make sure I have all the evidence I need. What are you talking about? As the supervisor of this company, I have the ability to hold internal investigations within the company. And so I made sure to put someone else on the case of you and everything you've done so far, along with myself, of course. I have to have evidence of what everyone's been saying about you, and the easiest way to do something like that is to come down to your level. So what you're saying is... Thank goodness I have all this wonderful conversation with you that I can use as evidence now. Especially your texts confessing to what you've done to employees in the past and what you plan to do to me next. No, wait. All of that, everything I just said was all a joke. As of right now, your daddy is in my office having a word with me and one of my colleagues about you and about everything you've done with the help of your daddy within this company. And from what he's said to us so far, he confirms that what you've just told me is all the truth. What? That asshole. What does he think he's doing? Therefore, the next person that will need to come to my office is you, and then we can have a bit more of a personal discussion with you. Wait a second. I was being used by my father this whole entire time. I didn't go through with all those things because I wanted to. I'm sorry, but I don't understand whatever language you're using to give me such excuses. But what languages I do understand are all being used by those you have harmed with the help of your daddy. So there is nothing left that you can do to save yourself. There's no way. If you do this to me, then my future. For the time being, you will not be allowed to come into the office and will be asked to stay home. So please gather all your things off your desk and go home. If you don't, I'll make sure security knows it and have them escort you out of the building. I have a lot of work to do myself here, so I can't see that you're actually kicked out of here personally, but I'll be listening. Wait, please. Can't you please just listen to what I have to say? I'm very sorry, but I can't. I don't have time to listen to someone who's only going to lie to me more about her reasons for doing what she's done.
Sabrina has confessed to everything she'd done. And now she's going to be fired from this company.
Wonderful. Really, though, I am very sorry about everything that happened this time.
Why are you apologizing to me right now, Helen?
Well, after what I had done or tried to do, I only ended up making things worse with her. I never expected her to only grow more irritated after I said I'd be quitting, but she did.
You didn't make the wrong choice regarding her, though. I think it was very smart of you to try and fool Sabrina into thinking you were leaving for the sake of the company. And it's because of you that there are so many wonderful employees working for this company in the first place, with most of them being able to put up with her nonsense.
Are you sure that's the case?
Of course I am. And had she been like all the other employees, she would still be working here. But she was too cold-hearted.
Too cold-hearted?
That's right. No matter how much she received help from her team and the company as a whole, she would never thank anyone and act as though she had done everything herself. There are always going to be people like her, so we just have to make sure to get rid of them before they can cause any real damage.
I see. So what you're saying is the next time I notice something wrong, like them being too cold-hearted or selfish, I need to get rid of them right away instead of trying to make them feel at home here?
Of course. I'm sure things like that aren't ever going to be easy for you, since you were raised to give everyone a chance and respect all those who work under you.
No, this time I learned my lesson after having let someone like her act so ridiculously for too long. Had I really been putting all my care into the company and the employees, I would have never let Sabrina get that far.
It will always be a tough challenge understanding when to let somebody go for the betterment of everyone else. But luckily you got to experience firsthand what happens when you don't let that somebody go. Now that you are aware, though, you are one step closer to being just like your father.
Thank you. And I'll make sure to continue learning from things like this until I am just like him. In the end, both Sabrina and her father, working as the head of the HR department, were fired. As for her father, he was of course a lot older than her, and at his age it would be a lot tougher for him to find another job after losing his job in such a miserable fashion. So he gave up on working as a company man and settled for working part-time at a local supermarket. But when it came to Sabrina, she had always been so used to relying on her parents to support her financially, and so when her father lost his job alongside her, she couldn't rely on them and left their house. And with that, her ties to both of her parents were cut, and she was on her own. She was able to find another job not too long after being fired, although at a much smaller company. But there she only caused more trouble and ended up being fired by that company as well. From there, she had no income nor a house to really go back to, having cut ties to her parents. And so she started going from one friend to another, hopping from house to house, while working part-time at a fast food joint, all in order to try and save money for a place of her own. The only issue is she hasn't told any of her friends the truth about what happened to her yet, and goes on about how she's one step away from being a CEO and will be able to pay them all back for letting her sleep at their places in no time. But it'll only be a matter of time before they all learn the truth, and she is kicked out of all those houses and forced to become homeless. As for what happened with myself after all that, I took a month off to relax a bit and go on vacation with my mother and father to the Bahamas. There I chatted with my father some more about being a good leader, and he told me I did a great job handling things at the end there with Sabrina, and an even better job than he could have done. I'm not sure if he was telling the truth there to make me feel more confident in myself, but either way, I'm just glad to be over that hill now and have learned a couple of new things. Thank you for watching and listening. We hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe. Also, feel free to leave a comment about what you thought of the story. We look forward to seeing you at the next story.